Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is me literally logging into 1.13 for the first time. You can see I'm literally downloading the patch as I speak. I'm pretty late to this. I've been working all day, so it's a bit of a late one for me, but I've seen a lot of commotion on the forums and Discord and that type of stuff. So let's see what is going on. I think I'm still downloading the patch in the background. So what have we got here? I think I'm just going to crack on. So Battle Pass is a thing, which I think is the biggest drop in terms of content. Let's just crack straight onto Battle Pass and see what we've got. So it looks like stage 1, I'll just go in and collect. So I get a shard, some energy. I guess maybe, is that just for logging in? And then gold rewards is an avatar, a champion, and an XP boost. I'm probably going to get the gold pass. I think from what I understand, it's decent. There's obviously a lot of lag going on here as well. Nice, new champions. Okay, let's go through this. So what we got here. So daily challenges, weekly challenges, and then I'm on the rewards tab. So let's go into daily challenges. What have we got? Use a clan boss key. Actually, I did log in on my phone, so maybe that's counted while I was just fighting away. Upgrade a champion's level to 2 in the sparring pit. Same sort of thing there. Win 3 arena battles using at least one spirit champion. Cool, so this is the sort of thing I expected to see on the challenges. Pretty easy stuff to do. Stuff that you're doing just generally throughout the game, but a little bit different. So, you know, using a spirit champion, alright, you've got to at least think. You've got to use your brain a tiny bit at least to be able to do something there. Claim all playtime rewards, which I guess is... I guess I'm going to get this as I do the daily challenges. And then weekly challenges, so this is only available with gold pass, and there's shards in there, and again it's just different stuff for the week. Dragons is what I've been doing on my phone during the day whilst at work. Don't tell my employers. Upgrade champions levels in the sparring pit, 150 debuffs in arena. Okay, cool. So it's all just kind of stuff to work towards. I like it. I like this sort of thing. It gives you a focus. It gives you something else to look at. It's more content that you can just do through the day. Some people are saying, oh, I can't believe you've got to pay for the gold pass. You don't get all of these good rewards. I tell you what, every single game out there now, every mobile game with any sort of competitive element, any sort of in-game purchases, has got this type of system going. They've got a core reward system. And actually, there's a lot of rewards here for free. Good effort. I think good effort. A lot of rewards here for free. 5-star speed gear. There's chickens. There's gems. Books. Keys. Not so good about keys, but 6-star gear. Good effort, I'd say, on some of the free rewards. Shards in there. Speed gear. 6-star speed gear there. More shards. More energy. This is basically what we've been asking for. Where are those daily rewards, Player? Here they are. Just got to do a couple of challenges to get them. I like it. I think good effort. I've deliberately not looked at any of the stuff down here. 6-star legendary speed gear towards the end of it. A new avatar. Legendary tome. An epic champion. I'll go and check out some champions in a minute, but that is cool as well. Ironhide. Look, good effort. Good effort for the freebies. Anyone who's disappointed with that as a free to play, I'd say you're probably looking at this in the wrong way, because that's achievable stuff and it's a good effort. So let's have a look at the gold rewards. So what are we talking about here? Champion is going to be a rare, different avatar. Obviously, big step up. 100 gems at level 2 is already decent, actually. And we're talking about much bigger rewards. Twos instead of 1s on energy refills. 4-star chickens very early. Books early. Yeah, a bit of gear. I wouldn't say that's that great. But yeah, feels like the gold pass is quite decent. Got a champion quite early, level 30. Some speed glyphs, avatars, legendary book, level 40. This is decent. This is what I'm looking for. So how much are they going to charge us for this gold pass? Let's have a look. Another legendary book in there. Shards, lots of gear. Decent glyphs, speed glyphs. Pretty much all of the glyphs I've seen are speed, I think. Maybe there was one attack one. Legendary speed gear again. And legendary champion. Frost King. Ah, cool. He's the one who looks like the Lich King. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that all feels decent. The challenges feel doable. So get gold pass. What's this going to cost me? $38.99. Gold pass plus 25 levels. Get everything the Gold Pass has to offer, plus 25 levels, maintenance coming again. Completed instantly. Get your rewards straight away. So I see. So we've got Gold Pass here that just unlocks weekly challenges and better rewards. For an extra £15, you can skip straight to level 25. I think this is reasonable, actually, compared to anything else you pay for in the game. Alright, it's going to be released over time, but look at all these rewards you get for £23, £24. You don't have to get the boosted one. That's for the whales out there. I don't even know if would I want to get the boosted one to 25? I mean, you get a lot of stuff straight off the bat. Maybe I would because I'm trying to create some content with some of these champions and stuff like that. But I don't think you need to at all. But I would recommend anyone who's a low spender, you've got a variety of shards, you've got champions coming through this, you've got energy, you've got gear. There's nothing bad about this pass. Anyone who's disappointed with this, I think, come on guys, get a grip. This is decent. This is decent for the money. Compared to other things we pay for in this game. Maybe I put it that way. You know, the game is not a cheap game, we know that. So I think all in all, that's pretty decent. So let's do one quick test, because this is what I really want to know about. Is the gear enhancement quick or not? Level 8, let's go. That didn't feel that quick. I don't know, is that half the time that it used to be? Maybe the game's just a bit laggy because the servers have been down quite hard today. Oh, it's certainly quicker. It certainly feels quicker. Still feels as a decent sort of chunk of lag at the end of it. But yeah, no, it's definitely quicker. Okay, cool. So that is something for me, which is a godsend, especially when I do all these account takeovers. The speed of rolling gear is really what slows me down. So that's decent. I like that. That was a good update. So let's think then. So Battle Pass is in. Let's have a look through the index, because basically if we just check the news out, yeah, major feature release. So I went through pretty much all of this in my video recently. So the thing which I didn't get any view of was new champions coming in. We've just seen the Battle Passes. I think that's a good add-on. I know it's not content, guys. I know it's not new content, but it's actually a really good thing to have in the game. So I'm pleased with it. I think it's a good thing to put in the game. It gives you more focus, gives you more things to do, more ways to get rewards, and you know, things like avatars and stuff like that are just quite funky. I like it. So we're going to look at these champions in a minute. So we've got new champions in Night Revs, in Bannerlords. Just jotting these down as we talk. 2 in Skinwalkers. We can go and check these out in a second. And 2 in Undeads. 2 in Undeads. And it looks like every champion they put in, which is new, is actually part of that that Battle Pass. So all of the champions that we've got here are in the Battle Pass. New buffs I talked about in my other video. I'm not going to go over them again now. One thing I'm keen to know is the increased crit damage buff. Is it just an additive plus 30%, plus 15%? I guess it's got to be. Every other buff in the game so far, if you get a plus 60% defense, for example, it takes your base number of defense, which is, call it 3,000, and it takes 60% of that and adds it on. But I guess because crit damage is already a percentage number, it just adds 30 on instead of adds 30% of it on. I'll check it anyway. I'm pretty sure that's got to be the way they do it. Otherwise, it's going to be way, way overpowered. I probably misread it when I was talking about the changes earlier on. Dwarf Crypts, we're going to check that out in a second. Oh, hold on, what's this? 13th location's been added. The time has come to merge. Yeah, okay, cool. Different visualizations for passives. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do too much with that. We'll just check that out as we get through the game. More multi-battle attempts. We spoke about that as well. That's cool. That's good. Also do them in dungeons. As I said the other day, please just put that in the game. Don't even just do it for this month. Put it in the game. It's a really cool thing to add in. Enhanced time, we've just looked at that. Added new effect to clan boss. So this is the unkillable thing. From what I see so far from people, it's quite a harsh hit, and you might need to rework some teams. But we will see. I don't have an unkillable team, but I'll keep my eyes out for feedback on that one. Let's keep looking down. So champion changes. I did talk about them already. I'm going to try out Foley within the next week. I don't have Cephalia. But from what people are telling me, they're really keen to look at this new A3, which has been reworked. So I didn't probably read it fully the other day, but chance to remove all buffs from all enemies is brilliant. I mean, the amount of arena teams that you fight with tons of buffs on nowadays, cleaning them off is amazing. Decrease the turn meter of all enemies, kind of like a Lysandra move, and fill turn meters of all your allies. It's a huge move, this one. Massive, massive move. I think it makes it completely viable for arena now. Really viable. So pretty cool. Anyone who's got her, finally, third attempt, they finally got something which is really cool on her. So looking forward to that, seeing how she gets on. Shamrock, I'm also really looking forward to. I've got one. He's level 60. I've literally never used him in a single bit of content other than to farm him up. So he's been in the campaign as fodder. So I'm looking forward to seeing how strong this second skill is. If you can imagine, I use Mausoleum Mage as a buffer for defense, crit rate, and block debuff, sorry. But he's not a defense-based champion. So he increases damage of anyone who's defense-based. Shamrock actually does the same thing, but does it better, because he also puts increased speed on, he puts heals on. So I think Shamrock could be a replacement for Mausoleum Mage for the kind of increase in damage of your defense-based champions. Really looking forward to that. And he's also got this kind of turn meter mechanic as well. So I think Shamrock now could be really usable. I'm looking forward to giving him a try. Tormund I spoke about, really pleased with this change. I think it's perfect. Well done. I think it's really ballsy to do it, and it's exactly what he needed. So passive's changed, and a lot of the effects now don't work off things like artifact sets. You can finally wear immortal sets again. You can finally use masteries that actually help you boost some turn meter and heal you. So great work. Yannicka, again, I don't have a Yannicka, so I'm not too invested personally in this. But from what I see here, the skill to put yourself in a perfect veil, give you an extra turn, and then use that ability if you're under veil to deal extra damage and remove shields. Just the combo with that is really cool. So I think she becomes really usable as well. Really like it. I think that's cool. And then we've got a few balance changes and bits here. There's no mention here of things like the Septimus change, albeit I'm sure it's still coming. I think it's still coming in 1.13. It might just be released a little bit later. There's no direct talk about it, but I'm sure it's still there. So let's go in before I get kicked out because there's next maintenance and check out these champions. So let's start with the two rares then, both in Undead. Undead Hordes. Two new rares. Going to be the two champions I don't have. So what have we got? Frozen Banshee. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit's got an 80% strong. Booked up to 100 strong again. Each hit, which is strong again. So one enemy 2 times. You've got 2 chances of landing the big version of poison for 2 turns if they're under poison sensitivity, which is a new debuff. This is great. This is brilliant for a rare. Like, don't underestimate how good this is for a rare. You've got to get that debuff on, yes, but then she's got a 100% chance on each hit to land the big poison as a rare. That's bigger than Steel Skull right now in terms of the ability to land poisons. She's also got a higher defense than Steel Skull and a good base speed and a good base HP. This is an insane rare, guys. This rare here is a game changer for any free-to-play player in the game. Really, really good rare. So let's see what else she does. Attacks one enemy, fills turn meter of all allies by 2% for each debuff on the target. So if we're talking about Clan Boss here, and you're stacking 10 debuffs on, you get 10 debuffs up, 2% for each debuff on the target. Yeah, so she would get 20% turn meter for all of the team. This is going to be a Clan Boss expert. And this is what she needs, obviously, to make it work. Booked up, becomes a free turn cooldown. Attacks one enemy, 10% chance of placing this. Okay, that's the downer. Only a 10% chance of placing this sensitivity debuff for 2 turns. The chance increases by 10% for each... Oh, okay, cool. That's better. So, for each debuff on the target, you get an extra 10%. So, if you get a last in your rotation for Clan Boss and you're able to get 4 debuffs up, then you've got a 50% chance to land this. The challenge is, when do you use it? You know, if they've got 7 debuffs up, you go ahead and use it. It's only on for 2 turns, 3-turn cooldown. If you miss, you can't then get your poisons up with this. Ooh. You almost need somebody else in your team that's got this ability, and then she does her other 2 abilities. That's what you need. But she is cool. For a rare, I really, really like her. I think that is a really good champion for a rare. Absolute clan boss must for a rare. Grave Chill Killer, also rare. So what we've got here, attacks one enemy, 40% chance of placing the big poison again, so another poisoner. Can book it up to 50%. Decent, attacks one enemy, but it's only for 1 turn. Yeah, that's not nearly as good. Okay. What else have we got though? Decreased defense. Attacks one enemy, chance 100% when booked, chance to place the small decreased defense. Has a 70% chance of placing the big one if the target's under poison, and it's on for 2 turns. That's good as well. Another good ability for clan boss. That's decent. And then A3 attacks one enemy. I like the way just everything's a bit hit and miss. Attacks one enemy, places the small poison for 2 turns, places the big one if they're under poison sensitivity. So this is on a 3-turn cooldown. That's one enemy 2 times. Each hit has got a chance to place it. Each hit places it. No, it's not a chance. It's definitely placing. This is another great poison champion. So if you've got somebody with this poison sensitivity in their kit, then this champion is really, really viable for clan boss. They're both really viable for clan boss, dragon, potentially even something like spiders, but definitely dragon and clan boss for sure. Really good rares, those guys. Don't overlook those. Really good rares. So let's go and have a look in Skinwalkers then for these couple of bears. Yes, yes, Splarium. Let's have a look at these properly. Damn, I really like the aesthetics on this. This is cool. Yeah, really good. I love the sort of frost just coming off of the paws there. It reminds me a little bit of Golden Compass. There's a bear in that which has kind of got this kind of frosty look, but love the armor. Look at the detail in the armor. Really cool. Okay, good. Good visual. Right. Let's just have a look initially at base stats. Slow speed. It's a bear, I guess. Look at the chunky defense on this epic. 1400 defense. That is high. That's like legendary level defense. Really high HP as well. That is high, guys. Really high. What we got here? Attack one enemy. 10% chance to put and block cooldowns. 10%. Gets up to what? 20-30%. Average A1, I'd say. Average A1, but you can use them a bit like you'd use a Seeker. That you go in an arena, I'm talking here. You go in, you pinpoint somebody that you want to just block their skill, and bang, you've knocked them out of the game. So actually, it's better than I'm saying it is. It's not bad. Number 2 then. So what we got here? Let me just see. Scales off of defense. Yeah, cool. So attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing a decreased crit rate buff for 2 turns. It actually doesn't say. I guess it scales off defense as well. It doesn't actually say, but I'm sure it would do. 100% chance of landing if he was booked. Decreased crit rate for 2 turns. I guess it's good. It's a good buff. Oh, good debuff. If it hits hard, it's worth it. If it doesn't hit hard, yeah, not sure. It's his only other skill as well. So what's his passive then? Decrease the damage all allies receive from crits by 15%. Builds this champion's turn meter by 5% whenever an enemy lands normal, strong, or weak hit. Is that not every type of hit? What other type of hit is there? Does a critical hit count as different from any of these? I guess it does. I guess maybe this doesn't include critical hits. So you reduce their crit rate, and then I'm guessing this passive only procs if it's a non-crit. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure if that's right, but that's what it feels like to me. So let me just. It fills this champion's turn meter by 5%. Whenever someone else is taking a hit. So you can basically get, if you're in an arena team, if someone hits you with an AoE hit, you've got a chance to gain 15% turn meter. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. All in all though, am I that fussed about this guy? I love his base stats. His base stats maybe clinch it, because this could hit really hard. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. Decent. I love the aesthetics on him. I'm not sure he's amazing. So, who's this guy? Ursine Ironhide. He's got a similar sort of bulge to the other bear we've just seen. Basically the same bear, he's just black. Got a black skin. Again, though, I actually prefer the first one we saw visually, but pretty cool. I like the idea of having this sort of, bears coming in and just a different visual. So what we've got here, defense-based again, very high HP, good defense but not insane, pretty poor speed. So we've got an A1 here, attacks one enemy, 35% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills at random by one turn. Average again, I'd say, goes up to 50%, only by one turn. That's pretty average. A2 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 5%. Buff that up so it becomes a 100% chance. One enemy 2 times. You pretty much knock it back by 10%. Decreases the turn meter by 10% instead if he's under decreased attack. Okay, so you can knock him down by 20% with that. But again, for an A2, 4-turn, 3-turn cooldown, doesn't feel that strong if it's only hitting one champ. I don't think it feels that strong. And then the last one, I thought this would be decreased attack, but attacks all enemies, book it up to 100% chance, and it can decrease attack. So again, this kind of depends how hard this hits. I'm not that impressed. I'm not going out of my way to get this guy skilled up. Compared to some other guys out there, I mean. He's decent if you haven't got many champions. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 7.5%. So you can book that up to 100% chance by 7.5%. Also has a chance of putting one of the target's skills on cooldown if they're under decreased crit rate. So I guess the idea here is between the two bears together, they're constantly decreasing speed, decreasing crit, decreasing attack. It's like you put the two in together and you've got a team which is doing work at reducing damage. Plus they're defense based, so they're going to be hitting hard, taking low hits. I guess the two of them together is pretty cool. Individually, I'm not sure they're that cool, but the two together do synergize really well, so I kind of see what they're doing there. So let's look at Bannerlords. Bannerlords. Oh, you're not Bannerlords. Bannerlords, we've got an epic in here. Stag Knight. So it's probably, was it Lord Champfort's younger brother or something? I'm not sure. I feel like he looks really skinny for a knight. I don't know why. It's like, give the guy some food. He's looking hungry. He goes for a run every weekend. So this guy's a support champion. Okay, so he's fast. That's why he's skinny. He's quick. So he's 107 base speed, really high base speed, massive base HP for an epic, okay base defense. So general stats are decent. What have we got here then? So A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, 30% chance of placing a decreased speed for 2 turns, and it books up to 50. So yeah, not bad. A2 can reduce it down to 3-turn cooldown, and you can book it up to what's that? 95%? That's a weird one. Okay, so we've got a 95% chance. Just to make sure I misread that. No, 95% chance of placing the big decrease defense and attack for 2 turns. This is great. It's basically like Tomb Lord. Tomb Lord does this same move, attacks all enemies as well. If you're short of an Spirit Affinity that can do this, it's really useful. This sort of champion can really help you in Fire Knights. It can help you in Ice Golems. So yeah, I like it. It's a good ability to have. 3-turn cooldown as well. It's decent. It's based off his attack, and his attack is very low, so he's not going to hit very hard. This is based off attack as well. So this guy's not hitting hard for you, but he is doing work in terms of debuffs. And then his last passive places a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn each time the ally has a debuff resisted by an enemy. If I'm honest, I feel like that's just garbage. I think it's awful. I don't really get it. The trouble with this is a lot of the debuffs are on reasonable cooldowns. So if you've got somebody that's just blown a move to try and decrease defense, let's say somebody's got this type of move, 3-turn cooldown, they've blown their move and they've got something resisted. Brilliant. Here comes my accuracy. Hold on a minute. I've only got it for 1 turn and I've blown my move. Don't like it. I think it's not good. Is there situations where that might be useful? Maybe. Maybe if you've got somebody that you've got a team full of cooldown guys. Buff on an ally. It's only an ally, so it's not like it's going on the whole team when one. You know, if you had one guy that you deliberately put low accuracy, they got resisted, then the rest of the team got the buff. Then that's cool. But this, I think it's trash. I don't think that's good at all. We'll see, but I don't think that's looking that great. So that champion in all is good for those debuffs if you need a debuffer, but otherwise not brilliant. So Lich King, what have we got here? Frost King, they're calling him. I don't know where they got the idea for this skin from. I'm pretty certain none of them have played World of Warcraft. Pretty certain. What do you think? Very original view. Anyway, he's cool. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love the Lich King. He's a really cool visual. This is awesome. I'm not so sure about this kind of tattered cloak. Yeah, looks like I don't know if you ever played with kids, tissue paper, where you're just trying to make something, but you end up making something really crap, and you're like, check out the cloak I made, Dad. And you're like, oh, well done, son. It looks great. But inside you're feeling like, wow, that's a shocker. That's what that looks like to me. Anyway, I love the mace. The mace is super cool. The armor is nice. I love the kind of, just the kind of way this chunks together. And obviously the visual's cool. I love it. I don't love the back of it, but the front of it's cool. So what have we got here? A1 attacks one enemy. 30% chance of placing a freeze for one turn. Can buff it up to 50%. So it's a bit like Santa's A1 really. 50% chance of placing a freeze. Really cool. Also places a perfect veil on one ally with the lowest HP for one turn if the freeze is placed. That's really, really cool. For Arena, that's brilliant. You got one guy who's in trouble. This big tank pops up, freezes somebody that you're trying to take out of the game, and protects your damage dealer. I like it. I like it a lot. Just checking he's defense based, good base defense, good base speed, good base HP. This guy has got decent base stats. Got decent base resist as well compared to most. Right. A2 attacks all enemies. That's what we like to see. 70% chance. Booked up is 100. Chance of placing decreased critical damage for 2 turns. That's nice. Places a 30% increased damage on buff on all allies for 2 turns as well. Very cool. Very cool. So that happens whether you land this decreased crit or not. I'd love to know here is how hard does this hit? If this hits hard and it does this and it does this, then we have got a winner. This is cool. I like it. And then what we got here, so places 25% strengthen buff and increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. I just need to reread what strengthen does because I can't remember. Let's have a look. Strengthen. Where are you? Strengthen. Strengthen. Buff that decrease the damage taken by the recipient and decrease the damage by either 15 or 25%. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What are we saying here? What are we saying? This guy reduces the damage you take by 25% and boosts your defense for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. That is big. That is massive. Wow, that's really strong. That's really strong. And he's fast. You can get him to go fast. I mean, that is really cool. Really cool ability. I love it. And yeah, I was just thinking to myself, he's blatantly arena. He's an arena champ. Increases ally defense in the arena by 30%, which is really cool as well. Love it. I think his kit's great, actually. I think it's great. And I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's set about right. Obviously, we don't know how hard he's hitting. But in terms of the abilities, the sort of cooldowns, they all feel reasonable. They don't feel like they're just going to get nerfed in 5 minutes. I love it. I think he's a good champ. Cool. So I think that is all of the champs. I think I've kind of gone over the content. I mean, I think I'm going to crack on and get myself the gold pass and get moving on it. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? I know we're missing a load of the actual content we thought we were going to get. Hopefully it's coming soon. I say coming soon with my fingers in the air doing those stupid kind of quote marks. But in terms of what has landed so far, it feels good. It feels good, but please, Plarium, please give us a Void Tower. Please give us gear sorting. Please sort the clan boss out. Please bring the second clan boss. If you do those 4 things, players will love your game more. Please do it. Cool. This is Hell Hades signing out. Catch you later.